Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Paladins Summer Premier Qualifiers Week 3. My name is Evan Raynor-Rainday, and this is Nick Keohira's Pretty Hair. We're ready to get into the action, the momentous occasion you've all been waiting for, which could potentially clinch some of the seeding here going into Spain. We've got the standings ready, Nick. It's going to be an exciting day.
Let's take a look at these NA standings. Cryptic out in front, 3-0. The chance to go up 4-0 today. But they only have one matchup today. Denial going to look to close the gap with their doubleheader. They could potentially get themselves to 4-1 today. Swarm also have an additional matchup. Dare Rising have 2 to their name, so they could look to have the miraculous swing and get to 2 and 3. But sitting at the bottom there, yet to find a win.
It's going to be an interesting day for all of these teams. Team Cryptic looking to clinch, Dare Rising looking to find their first win and make it difficult for Denial. Swarm looking to win their game against Denial and keep that second place in the running for them. But of course, if you're in the running for Paladins, you want to play a little bit. Maybe you're not in console wars, but you just want to get it on your console. You can grab it on Xbox One, PS4, and it'll be when it releases on Xbox One X in native 4K the day of the launch. So if you're planning on grabbing the newly announced console at E3, make sure you download Paladins the second you get it.
Best part about that trailer was that Lex is like missing all his shots, just shooting the ground, and then
Boom,
and then it cuts
boom.
to the Ying who's just solo fragging everybody. I'm like, well, let's go.
We've all played
We'll
against those Yings who do way
Honestly,
more
yeah.
damage than they should.
I still think about, there's one Ying I have in my head. His name was Su Wu, and he was like, I swear to God, he was aimbotting, but then like
Wow.
he would miss just enough. You're like, wow, I guess this guy's just a legend.
Suwoo, gotcha just twisted over here. The first set is going to be Team Cryptic, and they're going to be facing off, I believe, against Dare Rising, trying to secure that 4th win for them on Jaguar Falls is the map. Before we get into it, I do want to let everyone know that if you're watching, if you're new to Paladins Esports, welcome, thank you, enjoy, watch, and if you want to chat, feel free to chat. We have some cool skin promotions that we're doing, and you don't need to say anything at all. You can just have your viewership open on wherever you're watching it and be able to earn some of those skins.
I think one thing you do need to know is link your high-res account to your Twitch account.
That's true.
There is a tutorial for that. It's very easy to do over on the Paladins Game YouTube channel. So during some of those breaks or even during some of the games, go ahead and get that done as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. Those skins right now, only 1,000 people have them in the entire game. So it's pretty exciting if you're one of them. Very, very cool
God
stuff.
bless.
You're the hottest fashion in the realm. You know, taking a look at this matchup now, Dare Rising, Team Cryptic, they have not really been on the same level going into this week. But do you think there's a chance here for Dare Rising to maybe make a statement?
Unfortunately not, because I don't think if Cryptic aren't clinched yet, then their foot's not off the gas.
Sure.
They're going to go pedal to the metal here and probably put them away in under 10 minutes in both games.
Well, when we're getting to the champion draft, I believe that's ready right now for all of you watching. It'll be interesting to see if Dare Rising, maybe knowing that their back is against the wall, Team Cryptic haven't taken their foot off the gas, try something a little interesting here in the champion select.
It's now or never. Dare Rising with the first pick. A couple options to go. Taking the Ruckus away. Not a bad look. Jaguar Falls is a good time to get that. Cryptic with the chance to respond. We saw a lot of tank prioritization yesterday, just controlling the space. Ruckus brings tankiness, brings good mobility, and good damage.
Yeah, and he's really good in those tight end corridors. A lot of things you don't talk about, it's almost like just old news. Repulsor field. I mean, that adds 30% damage reduction to anybody around you. And when you're on the objective, being able to have these close-knit fights, apply that to multiple teammates, it's a big deal.
And ours making a case, but before that, I Repulsor Field was the best non-ultimate ability in the game for me.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep. That Earthen Guard on Inara, which he's talking about, so powerful with the Mother's Grace Legendary, which pros use right now. It gives her 50% damage reduction every time she uses her right click. Maldamba taken away as the first healer, allowing Team Cryptic to maybe counterpick something interesting here on their 5th and final selection.
Yep, so a couple little things interesting right now is the Cassie coming in pretty early and the Androxus. And to me, this is Dare Rising just trying to get a comfort damage pick early, as well as, you know, I Drop Bodies is pretty good, but he's always best on Androxus. So at LAN, you know, it could end up being a weakness for Team Cryptic, but I do think they need to prioritize this Androxus very early for I Drop Bodies.
And they get the Inara last, which is a good tank, and the Androxus, like you mentioned, not a need to first pick, but good enough that if you leave it deep enough into the pool, they're going to be afraid that Dare Rising or any other team they face is going to snatch it up, which is probably why they took it with the Makoa. As you said, going to be great to see that going into LAN if they make it.
And a couple of interesting things looking for Dare Rising. No Bomb King here. And they have a Tyra and a Cassie. So Cassie is, you know, not super uncommon, but it's the Tyra here over the Bomb King that really surprises me. It's going to be Mortal Reach, however, pretty standard for Dark Rider. Saris protection on Exact and Cassie, and actually Jake B won't be on Cassie. He's going to be on Mercy Kill Tyra.
I like it.
William 355 on Architectonics Barrack, and Invocal on his aerial assault ruckus.
Time to get this party started here. Team Cryptic, Mother's Grace Inara for Dosip's Ripen Gourd for Cuskutti's Moldamba, Evil Eye on the Combustible Drogos, Dark Stalker, Androxus for Eyedrop Bodies, and Half Shell Makoa for War Doom as the items come online here and they head their way to the point.
A couple of master ridings for each team, so will be William and War Doom that arrive first. Barrick needing that time to get set up, but he is already feeling the heat from Cryptic.
Immediately throws in a nice Restore Soul, trying to keep Barrick available to take some poke and still stay in the fight as he gets set up, and now it looks like he has done so. But all of a sudden, Dare Rising have a little bit of a challenge here on the left-hand side.
No first bloods given just yet, but isn't it just, it's so interesting to me how 4 tanks will clash from both sides, and for whatever reason, something happens there that the best team always bullies out the other one. It's not really, you can't really see clear-cut what it is, but for some reason, you know, the lower-seeded team just always feels like they have to back up first.
And that's a lot having to do with the unspoken things,
stuff.
Right? Min-maxing, you just hit the fire spit at the right time, you get the right hook onto the right person. War Doom showing exactly how to do that. Takes down 2 himself. I drop bodies, picks up another, and that's already objective number 1 going to Team Cryptic.
Wow, and that fall off. A couple of buffs to Makoa's fall off actually sort of recently, actually being showcased. I think they're fairly well. 639s from pretty far away, and this aggressive zone, what Cryptic is known for, what a lot of high-level teams are known for doing is just preventing Dare Rising from coming out of their base, and this gives a lot of free push to the payload here, sitting already at about 40%, coming up on halfway.
I drop bodies having a little bit of rhythm. Now gets a great hook off of the tank there. Nice wall as well, trying to just keep him locked in, but Ruckus, because he's got aerial assault, not too vulnerable, goes up and over and stays safe.
Just frantic here. Evil Eye popping a fire spit, trying to be kept alive right now. Cuscutti doing that job. Another big hook onto Invocal, putting him in some trouble. No wall cooldown available from Dosips, but just this Ruckus is under heat.
Oh, here's a crossfire from Tyra here, trying to just dissuade any potential aggression, and there's a nice convergence. Going to hit a lot of members. Evil Eye forced to jetpack back as best he can, using that thruster, and he will stay alive, but definitely a couple kills going for Dare Rising.
Absolutely, they do get War Doom, clean up Evil Eye as well. Dosips is in a rough-ish spot right now. He is going to fall eventually. Doesn't have the wall cooldown or any mobility really to get himself out to safety protection. Doesn't want to press the issue too much. Giving up kills here could result, and this is, you can kind of see, they're trying to hold at this natural choke. So giving up any picks is pretty detrimental right now for Dare Rising, because then they have to concede ground basically all the way up to their front door.
Yeah, have to be very careful about this, and Inara loses so much of that value walling people off against Invocal's aerial assault Ruckus, because he has the mobility to get away from the setup that she might have. Right now, though, Evil Eye doing a great job. Huge combustible, hits the direct shot and takes down Jake B to start the fight.
War Doom can't miss right now. Seismic Crash comes through onto 2. Fire Spit follow-up's going to be here onto 1, and Dosips slays Invocal mid-air.
Dosips on this Inara, using that weapon to full advantage. One of the damage dealers most likely for his team, but now taking on the captain role instead of Cuscutti, deciding to play the front line and set the pace for the game, and boy, this is working well.
Body's on his way in here, looking for a couple of big shots here. That reversal's gonna land, getting himself out of trouble. Cursed Arm is available as well, and Invoco over here on the side needs to be careful. 3 seconds to the dredge anchor.
Very good play by War Doom. Actually, as he's attacking Tyra, gets himself away from line of sight of the convergence, doesn't take any damage as well. Ceres falls as a result of Cuscutti's follow-up, and Evil Eye and War Doom pick up 1. That's 2 for the Dragon, and Team Cryptic have got a deicide onto Dare Rising. They're all dead, and that's going to be a 2-0 push here in the first round.
5-0, knowing exactly when to pop those ultimates as well. And Seismic Crash was used on the push previous to that one, so they get it all done with just 2 ultimates. Convergence was blown, as well as the Hexafire from Invoco came out extremely late. He actually gets punished for that one, doesn't get any value off from those 6 guns. Does, however, get his Cauterized 2 online. Protection, not enough to get his. He has elected to start with the Chronos for his Cassie. What that's going to do is just kind of smooth out his rolling. There's a 5-second cooldown on the dodge roll, and with the Incitement card, be able to get that down to 1. If you fire immediately, it still leaves you with a 1-second downtime, so this Chronos shaves an additional half-second off to try and make that process as smooth as possible.
Evil Eye's had a good game thus far, definitely showing up, one of the young and rising stars in the Paladins esports scene. Wants to continue this kind of upward trajectory he's had, not only in his play and reputation, but with Drogos, just thrusting up after he gets off of his warhorse and goes into battle. All of a sudden, sees a flank from Barrick, doesn't expect this one. Evil Eye could fall here, and he does.
Master Riding can do that for you, expecting people where they're unexpected. Now the stun's going to come out as well. Is this going to be 2 kills for this Barrick William, looking for his 2nd in the back line?
Oh, War Doom to the rescue, saves Cutie, but Jake B follows up. Nobody expected the stay-at-home dad of the realm to be flanking like this, and Mercy Kill Tyra doing a great job already pressuring Evil Eye mid-air grenade, and that's Mercy Kill for you. Evil Eye out of the fight again.
He's going to lose his life for it. 3 kills for 1, though. Dare Rising go for a risky flank, especially with a low mobility character like a Barrack. But it's going to pay off. Bodies is going to get in here just to try and start the overtime, but he's likely to lose his life, and Protection will be the one to do it.
Dare Rising come through with an incredible flank, change the dynamic and pace of this game, and are looking to capture it and make this objective theirs. They have done so just now off of the back of some really, I think, enlightened decisions there coming out from, I'm not sure who made that call, but it was a good one.
A risk that finally pays off here for Dare Rising. Roll through Protection, looking for some damage into the backline. A couple members split up right now is the theme for Cryptic. You can see Bodies and Dosups all by themselves. They're going to go down. Wardoom and Cuskey trying to hold this defense, but they're by themselves as well. Bodies can operate on himself, so he's the one I'm worried the least about right now.
Invocal getting bullied again by Wardoom, and Cuskey there backing him up as the healer should with the tank, and then applying that extra damage and the slow from Ripe and Gord. Evil Eye now has to get back into the rhythm, picks up an elimination off of finding a kill onto Protection and Jake B, and now William falls as well. That's 3 down for Dare Rising.
I think Protection actually just rolled backwards off the map, trying to dodge that fire spit.
Hey, either way, finds the kill there. Minute 34 seconds. Ancient Rage is available for Wardoom.
Taking some good damage here from the firebomb as well. That's percentage-based damage from Tyra's Molotov cocktail there on the ground, so it's most effective against these tanks. Also provides just a natural base of 50% anti-healing. Body's getting a little bullied right now in this 1v1 with Ruckus, as most people will do. Actually finds the opportunity to turn that around with a little help from Evil Eye.
He's trying to chase Bodies. He knows he's got to heal him up. Cuskey, eyes on a swivel as he's playing this healer and doing such a good job keeping Team Cryptic alive in this push. Dare Rising haven't been able to make an impact since the beginning flank, and this is telling because that probably is not going to surprise Team Cryptic the same way it did in the first round going into the next stage if they can't push this.
Couple of things that I'm liking from Cryptic right now as they look to clinch their spot for Valencia is Wardoom hasn't played Makoa in a while. His hooks, as he does just about to give him credit for landing most of his hooks today. He has hit most of his hooks today. Long-range ones as well, pulling people very far out of position.
Wow. Just
like that one there. It's going to provide a free kill for them.
That's
another
so
pick. Bodies has already found 2. In addition to this, Dosup stepping up and just continuing to be that flexibility player that can play literally anything for his squad, stepping into the Inara, the kind of off-tank role. That's a big switch up from what he's really used to with Cassies and Bomb Kings and Tyras.
And I think this also has to go into the fact of opening up a new direction for Team Cryptic. You know, Cuss has been the captain for this team for so long, Nick, as the payload looks to start going into overtime, but doesn't look very promising as of now for Dare Rising. But Dosup's taking on that role, reached out to me, said, hey, I am the captain now for this squad. I feel like the Inara, it's symbolism for him kind of taking charge and leading this team maybe to a new direction.
Team Cryptic, very known for their communication in-game, loud. Some would say obnoxious, but just fluid with each other, not afraid to let each other know, make sure everyone's hearing them at the Masters LAN. They were very well known for their loud, extremely screamy type of comms and getting under a couple players' skin, which is just another tactic for them to use at LAN.
It's North America just fighting for themselves, speaking loudly, and oh my God, what a stun there by Cuskey. He's probably going to set up the kill. He tries to finish it, can't, goes back to healing his team and then damaging William, but he's under pressure now. Protection does kill Eye Drop Bodies, and Evil Eye able to follow back up. Protection is still alive, slays Cuskey, but he can't get to the payload in time, and that is a successful defense.
That looked like it was falling apart until it didn't. Dosup's keeping that one alive. I think that was a pretty wise seismic crash there just to skunk a lot of momentum that Dare Rising was actually starting to accumulate there. They were able to take down not only I Drop Bodies, but Cuskey just barely went down. But as a result of those clutch kills coming out on the front side, they were able to stabilize, finding only at the cost of the seismic crash. So still having 4 ultimates of their 5 available. Team Cryptic in a decent spot to close out this game. Dare Rising with all 5 of their ultimates. Probably not going to be able to pull off anything sneaky like they did last round. I think Team Cryptic are going to be a lot more on their toes and calling out exactly where the enemy players' locations. There's really only 2 ways to go on Jaguar Falls, over to the right here in the dark room or over to the left where we can see them maneuvering now.
Well, now they know, right? Because they've all gone to the right. It's not going to be a surprise flank anymore. William gets caught in between a really awkward spot. Evil Eye, it's a fade-away combustible fire spit, and that's going to do some damage. And over the wall. It's almost like that communication or just anticipation of where that wall was going to go was perfect from Evil Eye.
Now getting in front of the Hexifier. I drop Bodies with a triple kill. Pseudo front lines for his team. That was really quadra kill as well. That's hilarious. The frontliners are running away, and Bodies throws the hands up, does his job, and tosses all 6 of those guns right back in the face of Invocal.
That's a great heads-up play by veteran Androx's player. We mentioned he does best on this champion, and you can see why. Quadra kills coming through yet again for iDrop Bodies, and a victory on top of it for Team Cryptic heading into Game 2 now. 1-0 up against Dare Rising. Things are looking good, and they're about 1 game away from signing their fate into Valencia.
Exactly where they want to be. Dare Rising, however, not really rolling over. I like when we see, you know, those barrack flanks come out. There's signs of life from them, stuff that's tough to pull off. The mistake was going for it again. I think a team like Cryptic's not going to fall for that twice.
Yeah.
So you saw that barrack get pinched off, and Bodies kills him and then goes on to kill 4 more in that engagement. Evil Eye, 74,000 damage. Second only to Jake B at 75,000 damage. A lot of that coming off the back of, like we mentioned, that percentage-based damage from the firebomb. There's plenty of tanks for him to light up, if you will.
Absolutely true. And off of the top of a very good performance by Evil Eye, and 11-6 goes the score line for him, topping everyone in the game and actually having some of the lower deaths as well, aside from Cuss Cutie, who only died twice. Doing a great job of keeping that 100,000 mark. A consistent measure of his skill on Moldamba, and you just saw that stun from a mile away. It feels like Cuss is consistently performing at such a high standard. I'd kind of actually rank him, Gara, Bird, almost at the same level in terms of their ability to impact a game as a healer.
Yeah, and I think one thing that separates them too, away from Gara, Gara's doesn't seem like much of the in-game shot caller. Anyways, Bird and Cuss Cutie are definitely for their teams.
Yes.
While I think as a whole, Cryptic are a little bit more vocal.
Yeah.
Dosov's being the captain, not afraid to speak up as well. Evil Eye and Bodies are rookies to the scene, so they'll get there, I think. I think Cryptic are going to evolve into one of those teams where everyone can communicate. And this is a strength, right? Because if you look at a team like the old Eager squad where it was largely just biting the driver's seat, if that person dies in a team fight, sometimes it can be, all right, now what's the plan? Who's making the plan? Who's calling the shots right now? If your in-game shot caller dies, if you have 4 more, it's really no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's the exact idea of you have all your friends are from the city in your hometown, you know where to go, or if you're by yourself traveling and your phone dies, you know, who do you call? How do you get back to your apartment? What's going on? Hoping we don't avoid that as we do some travels this summer as well. So we got to make sure we figure out how to get from where and back again. Fish Market is a place that a lot of people don't like to travel to in Paladins. In fact, one of the least played maps in North America tends to bring it out here. You know, these guys, formerly Astral Authority, now Team Cryptic, have always had some funny strats on this map, from master riding threes all on the right side, jumping through, and kind of content, I think, with playing this map more so than a lot of other teams.
Definitely. Cryptic go for the Ruckus first pick as well. And when you see a team like Dare Rising take it away, it almost makes it easier for you. I don't know how much homework Cryptic does on these drafts against Dare Rising in particular. I don't know how worried they are coming into today, but it makes it easy, I think, when you see a team first pick something and it's a viable first pick for you as well, just scoop it away from them.
Yeah, no issues there. I mean, they've had a lot of success on Ruckus, does a lot of damage like we mentioned, and can be a great partner on the front line. Makoa and Androxus reverse pick, so these drafts look exactly the same, except the teams have switched who's getting what. And iDrop Bodies will have to perform without the Godslayer.
Yep. We've seen him take Eevee rarely, Cassie, as well as Ruckus. He doesn't stay away from it. So I wouldn't be surprised personally to see Dosops actually on the Cassie here, Wardoom on the Barrack, and Bodies on his Ruckus.
So Barrack looking to be more of that partner for Ruckus that they're hoping to get. He could stay on the point while Ruckus uses his mobility to distract, to run away, to just apply Barrack with a little bit more tankiness. Not that he needs it now, given that buff to combat repair as well, just making it that much more valuable to help keep his turrets alive fast.
There's a good synergy with the repulsor field as well, keeping not only Barrack safe, but his turrets safe as well, giving them some damage reduction. And because that's the hardest part of Barrack, is getting set up. He's got the lowest HP pool of all the tanks, the lowest mobility as well, but the highest potential, I think, to hold his zone once he gets rolling in Ruckus. Perfect guy to help him get there.
Exactly. What it does is it creates an opportunity to where if Barrack is set up as the Bomb King and the Inara come through, if Makoa and Inara are not around, somehow Cryptic find those picks, Damba, Drogos, and Droxus. By the time they jump in there, Barrick shoots them. 2 of the turrets hit them as well. It's like game over. You can't hold that point. So you got to make sure you deal with them quickly.
Turret damage is absolutely a real thing you have to be aware of. I'm still not aware of it personally. I get snuck up on all the time by those pesky little buggers.
You almost, jeez, rated T, Nick.
I don't like Barrick. Exaction Cassie for Doseps. Aerial Assault will be for Eye Drop Bodies. Ruckus Accelerant for Evil Eyes. Bomb King, Cuss Cutie. Mortal Reach Saris, and an Architectonics for War Doom on his Barrick.
Protection here running Worm Jets on the Drogos. Like to see that pick. Dark Stalker and Droxus for Invocal. More dashes, more distance covered. Half Shell for Makoa on Dark Rider. Ripened Gourd for Jake B on Maldamba. And Mother's Grace yet again for William 355.
Jake B, but some flexibility here. Goes from Cassie, plays a little Tyra. Now he's on the Maldamba. Just showing his muscles, what he can do as well.
Absolutely.
One of the newer members of this Dare Rising squad as well. It will be them first on the point, and this can happen when you have no Makoa, no Anar to really control a team fight. Ruckus and Barrick just bring a lot of damage, so I think right now Cryptic, they got to focus on winning the fight, but losing Cassie off the bat, that's not a good start.
It's tough, but they took the upper ledge, and Wardoom decided to get settled up there. His turret goes down, but he's got one place there, and that's going to contribute a lot to the fight already with Architectonics hitting as a hit scan. Now Eye Drop Bodies decide this is a good time to take this fight against Andro. Oh, misses the dash, doesn't go up, and now he's getting aggressed on from the bonking in the backside. Evil Eye helped pick up off a mistake made by Androxus.
Oh, Evil Eye starting to get a lot of momentum, and once this Bomb King gets rolling, there is no stopping him. Finds 2 kills and puts a lot of poke damage. Helps 2 more come through for his team. Nice long-range shot there as well, forcing out Protection's Drogos as well. 93% of the point, though, for Dare Rising. Cryptic quickly closing the gap.
Like a slow-cooked ribeye, sometimes patience brings out the best flavor and the best results. That's exactly what Team Cryptic showed there. Just waiting for their moment, finding the right picks, and letting Evil Eye snowball the fight as a result. 90% now for them, and it doesn't look like Dare Rising are going to have a chance to get back. Makoa slides in, but it's a double kill already for Doseps.
Yeah, and Kisonara soon to fall as well. Drogos in the back line trying to pressure out, but Evil Eye is going to take him down. And this is one thing we saw from Doseps that I like a lot, that I kind of preached on streams and how to get better aim, is he was just shooting, firing at the max rate that he could.
Yeah.
And he was missing, and he's missing. And then he takes a beat, and he just watches Androxus move. And I think he just identifies the pattern and then nails the next 2 shots, sends him back to base. You know, shooting at 75% speed, but hitting 100% of your shots.
Totally.
It's going to be better than shooting at 100% speed, hitting 20% of your shots.
Oh, that's such a good point there. Look at this convergence into the Hexafire. Deletes Makoa. Not sure if he's even a playable character in this game anymore. And that's going to be William 355 and Dark Rider scratching their heads here, saying, how did we let this happen? What went wrong?
Barrick getting set up on the payload as well. Wardoom content to just keep this rolling, keep it alive. Already at about 75%. This is the toughest part to break. Cryptic have already done it with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining, cresting the hill, and now they have a bowl to shoot down into. Makes it much easier for them to find this conversion. Here comes the Dragon Punch trying to salvage something for Dare Rising.
If he doesn't hit this, it's over. Oh no, Wardoom takes him out mid-air. Now they got King Bomb, they've got Grumpy Bomb, and they are a man down. Make that 2 men off the back of Wardoom, who's on his typical streak. Evil Eye picks up the next one. Dome shield ready. There's not a chance in hallelujah that Dare Rising end up defending that one. So it will be Team Cryptic with the 2-0.
Starting to get a little bit out of control are these Cryptic streaks right now. 13, 11, 5, 15, and 15 for Doseps and Bodies, rounding things out. And so many credits, such a quick round from Cryptic. And this is one of the things that make them such a difficult team, is they beat you so quick that the items actually become a problem for you when they come out with their level 2s items, as well as these little flavor picks, these resiliences, little Chronos here on the side as well. They are so far ahead, economically above Dare Rising, that this is looking pretty grim for our bottom seed.
You majored in finance, Nick. You know this is a bad situation here.
That's not good football.
It's not good football. It's not good investing. They just don't have enough capital to start with, as you would say, in that kind of field. And so trying to get there, they've got to find some kills. They got to make sure that Team Cryptic take some of these streaks and go back to base without them. But it's going to require some big-time plays. You got to hit your ultimates. Cursed Arm and Seismic Crash ready for Dare Rising. That could be a big start.
Look at the difference in the round from last round to this. Here's the Seismic Crash, the last hope, Invocal. And grab one. It's a good start. Again, losing Dosups right off the bat.
Invocal has to stay alive here, though. Evil Eye's been the big issue in damage. He's just stayed quiet until it's been his moment. You cannot let this guy rest on his laurels. It's Bomb King for crying out loud. He's got a King Bomb ready, but he gets one kill onto Makoa. That's his biggest threat here. Drogo's trying to make something happen, but he's already got Invocal down.
Dodges the fire spit as well. Knows the character inside and out. Convergence isn't going to commit with anything because they're all dead. I guess we could call that a zoning ultimate. Happens from time to time. Just wants to secure that fight. Still have a lot left in the tank. Hexafire is almost ready to go, as well as the King Bomb. So Cryptic with plenty left to push with.
Such patient play as well by Evil Eye. I love the way that he's just positioning himself, staying in the fight, but staying on the fray. Sometimes Bomb Kings, they love getting in front of you. If they see a moment, they'll just dive right in. Evil Eye, no, wait. He's had his King Bomb for the last round and a half now, and so he's definitely waiting for the perfect moment to use it.
Sarah's keeping everybody topped off. Already back to 24%. Make it 30 on that ultimate. Soul Ren could come out here. 5 streak. Starting to get shut down, though, some of these. Evil Eye and War Doom, the only two still left on that streak. Body's getting very aggressive as 2 picks already coming through. Make it 3 picks for the guys of Team Cryptic.
Evil Eye on a 19 streak. How high will he go? He and War Doom. And of course, Cuss Cutie, the ones who have not died in this push. Makoa gets a hook, but almost hooks the wrong thing to him. Eyedrop Bodies just brings that DPS right to his face. And Ruckus and Bolt continue their winning ways here. It's a minute and 40 seconds, but this could be it, Nick. The last point to secure Team Cryptic's qualification.
King Bomb as well, ready to go at a moment's notice. Could look for the Poppy Bomb setup. There it is, the wind up, the follow through. Who's he gonna get? Jake B up on the high ground. 1 bomb, 2 bomb, 3 bomb is enough.
Clinical doesn't miss a shot afterwards, gets taken down by Invocal, but will this be Dare Rising's last stand, or will it be Team Cryptic's chance to go ahead and finish off this game and sign their tickets all the way to Spain? They're trying to do it as best they can. Eyedrop Bodies is still here. He's looking to take down William, but he's alive.
Can he do it? Not enough tankiness left here. Sarah's trying to keep him alive as best she can. 2 seconds on that advance. 500 HP is not enough to survive one more rocket from Protection.
Big time shot by Protection. Missed the Dragon Punch in the last round, but gets a good kill on Eyedrop Bodies, and that's going to stall things out with Cuss Cutie now just reviving and getting back to his teammates. So 47 seconds left. All Dosups and Team Cryptic are trying to do here is find a pick.
There's going to be one Dark Rider goes down for them. Nara uses her wall cooldown pretty early. Not that it's going to be effective really anywhere else, because this is wide open space. Body's looking to make his approach. Grumpy Bomb comes. Cryptic are tightening the noose.
This is becoming so important now. Let's take a look at the ultimates. Oh, Convergence into Hexafire yet again. They get more than enough money for their troubles. Invocal and Jake B down. That's a damage dealer and a healer. Eyedrop Bodies falls to Protection. Again, gonna miss this Dragon Punch off the back of Dosups.
And there's the Dome Shield providing that safe haven that Cryptic barely even need. Getting caught out in the Dragon Punch. Big ultimate values for Cryptic, and much less than that on the side of Dare Rising. Makes this another easy 4-0. 2-0 on the set. Cryptic with a 4-0 record now in these qualifiers.
Felicitaciones, mis amigos. And that means you guys are welcome to congratulate yourselves. In Twitch chat, you can congratulate Team Cryptic for going 4-0 and basically confirming that they will be in Spain. They're going to have to brush up on their Spanish and, you know, hopefully get a little bit of a tan there. I know some of these guys, they stay inside quite a bit.
They do. Get them all down to the beach. A couple of gamer interviews on the beach. That's what I'm looking for.
You know, there's nothing sexier than a gamer in a swimsuit
and a tank top
on the beach. Yeah, that's what I like to see. That's why I'm going.
Absolutely. A lot of handsome men in that Team Cryptic lineup. Evil Eye, Dosups, War Doom, Cuss Cutie. Congratulations on your near perfect run thus far. They've still got 2 more games to play to make it that perfect run, but they have clinched their spot in DreamHack Valencia.
And there's plenty more important action here. We'll make sure to stay tuned with you guys as we go to a break in just a moment. Denial coming up with their doubleheader, and then facing Swarm at the end of the day. You'll see all these games coming up right after this. Remember, stay tuned, enjoy it. Hopefully some of you guys have got some skins already, and if not, keep watching, and we'll see you right after this.
The 3 laws once bound me, but now I am free. Do not run, meat bag.
Who's ready for some fun? Let's go! Look at me! I'm harmless!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Paladins Summer Premiere Qualifiers. It's week 3, and it's North America. My name is Evan Rayner, Rain Day. This is Nick Keogh, High Res Pretty Hair, and we are back again to get into set number 2 for the day after Team Cryptic, in phenomenal and clinical fashion, qualify for Spain.
I have to see if they can keep it up now. Dare Rising have that doubleheader against Denial. Not a much easier opponent.
No.
Especially given the way they're performing and the flexibility that they've kind of infused into their lineup throughout these past couple of weeks. Bringing up Prince Danny and Stolze pretty flawlessly moving out to a new role, playing the projectile, most like those Drogos, those Bomb Kings, and from time to time a Cassie.
Yeah, there's not a drop in quality that Dare Rising are going to have to face. So, again, questions to be answered for them and not answered yet. The thing with Prince Danny TV jumping into Stolze's team is we often figured, how are these two kind of superstar big names in the Paladins esports going to go against each other? They both feel like they love and seek the limelight. How are they going to work together as a team? So far, it's been pretty good.
I think they all kind of like each other, and Bitey especially is a very polarizing guy. I think you either really like him or just get annoyed by him. Personally, I love him. I'm so glad
love him, you know.
he is a part of this Paladin scene. Stolze as well as Prince Danny, like you mentioned, bunch of big personalities, big top dogs that I don't know how they take, kind of being told what to do, because there is not a person in the Paladin scene that will tell Bitey what to do. It is Coach Bitey for a reason. No one blows the whistle except for him. But I think they're really all starting to mesh fairly well.
And that's going to be the exciting part as they continue to get into their rhythm, being the challenger to what Team Cryptic has been able to do. I mean, they're the only team that's taken a game off of them thus far. And if Denial can keep that up and carry this positive momentum into Valencia, if they hit these 2 games here, it's going to be an excellent showdown between the top 2 NA teams and see what they can do against Europe and the rest.
Indeed. Drogos and Nara taking away Dare Rising. Sticking with the Ruckus and Droxus, always a good takeaway from Denial. Prince Danny by far his comfort pick, but like we said, flexibility growing and growing for this Denial roster. Eevee was definitely a good look for them in the previous week. I don't know if they'll take it, because Eevee's, it almost feels unnecessary on Bright Marsh. So the Cassie, I think, is going to be a better look for Prince Danny.
Yeah, and that is a solid pickup. He replaced Shady Shades, which often play the Cassie. That's a champion that they are okay going to in Denial's history and having a big impact. Danny's been able to fill those shoes quite well. Rounding things out is Makoa and Dare Rising now with Maldamba. And the final pick here, going with the Tyra, leaving a pretty notable Bomb King on the table in my eyes.
They just don't like it. This is the second time we've seen them do this. I think largely because it's going to be Jake B, and probably maybe it's just not in the pool for them. It's definitely a weakness for Dare Rising, but Tyra, not a bad look either. She has the DPS against tanks, and with Makoa and Inara, it's not going to be a bad look as well.
And she can bring a lot of point fight pressure with that Molotov cocktail. You don't want to stand on it. It's percentage health, and make sure that whether you're Sky or Makoa, you're getting hurt just the same. It'll 100-0 you if you stand in that puppy. So starting things off, it's Dare Rising's last chance to make a daring stand here against Team Denial. Ripen Gourd for Dark Riders Maldamba, Darkstalker and Droxus for protection. It will probably be Jake B on the Mercy kill with the Tyra. Aerial Assault Ruckus for Invocal on his Ruckus, and Architectonics Barrack for William.
The Wolfpack being led by Bitey on Mother's Grace and Nara, with a Master Riding Combustible for Stolze's Drogos, Exaction for Prince Danny's Cassie, Wi-Fi with a half-shell Makoa, and Arai with Immortal Reach Ceres. 2 cots, 3 cots for Dare Rising. Got 1 morale boost and 1 Master Riding here. Bitey going to be the first one to the point.
Typically see the start of the offensive or the utility items depending on what works. Saving the wall, forcing William to the right side. And this is what we've seen with Dare Rising before, Nick. They go in for a flank, but they get hit up with a huge combustible there, starting things off with Stolze.
This is what I'm talking about with, Drogos, this playstyle makes him so hard to counter. He's just sitting with his healer, just fire spitting this clump that's around looking for him. They're trying to assassinate this character. Prince Danny's already found 2 in this engagement. That's exactly how Cassie wants to take her fight. Already on a killing spree, 3 kills for Prince Danny. Cassie wants you to just chase her around. She will kite an entire team all day long.
And he's trying to get the long-range damage. Hits one more, hits another. This should probably help to secure William with the blast shot. Indeed.
He's all 4 kills in the game right now.
He will get it, and Prince Danny TV absolutely carrying the weight of this team fight. But more so, I think the positioning and just the stratagem going into this fight was definitely all in Denial's favor.
They were all clumped up on the point, even the Drogos, and like we were mentioning, it makes it very difficult to find their way to Stolze, who's the most lethal member of that clump. And Danny's content. He's just rolling around the fight. Not much Dare Rising can do. A pretty tough strategy, well executed on Denial's part.
Already has the Dragon Punch, looking to find one. William will go down, and Stolze will trade his life for it. Big play by Jake B to make sure that Stolze pays for using that big-time ultimate.
Careful trying to lock down this ruckus. Middle shield's going to be good, though. Protection finds an angle to the back line, takes down not only Bitey, but Arai as well. Invocal will slay Wi-Fi. Misses the roll shot and quickly dies thereafter.
Needed to hit that shot to stay alive. Danny just trying to get the lifesteal and the extra damage. Maybe take down one with him, but he will fall, and all of Denial will fall as a result of kind of going in on the Dragon Punch, hoping that it worked out, but Stolzy not being able to make it out. Seems like they just invested resources into a failed plan there. Gonna regroup, try it one more time. 1 minute and 15 seconds still on the clock for them.
Risen give up an early pick. Invocal, pretty low HP right now, needs to get out. Only has one charge of advance. It's not going to be enough. There's 2 picks now. Jake B does go down as well. Prince Danny in a decent spot right now. Needs to get his roll out before he gets sucked in from Convergence.
Oh, very nice Convergence, and you will notice nothing happened off the top of it. Arai trying to set things up, but everyone's just distracted on the right side with Prince Danny TV. They didn't get pulled in because they're over here getting cornered by Bitey and Prince Danny. The pressure is so real. Disengage not available, but I don't see Invocal lasting very long as the sole defender.
He's doing a good job of it. Bought a decent amount of time, and Narwhal's enough to stop anyone from contesting from Dare Rising.
Wow.
A quick 2-0 and 3 more kills come through for Denial. Can Dare Rising hit those level 2 offensive items? Jake B got a lot of damage, a lot of kills done, so he's going to be able to, but that is the sole consolation prize from that first round. He will be the only one able to shut off 60% of the anti-heal, whereas everyone on Denial has not only hit their level 2 item, but getting a little couple flavor picks in here with some Cronoses, some Haven, making them that much more far ahead.
If Prince Danny uses his blast shot, a hidden mechanic of this a lot of people don't take away from the value of it is the fact that it reduces healing by 50%. So in fact, you know, he's able to kind of match at the onset the same level of cauterize that Jake B's just surpassing here. And so that's important for the early fights. Maybe that's contributing here to some of the lack of ability for really Moldamba to keep alive his tanks here, as Invocal seems to be falling again and again.
Looks like he got walled off there, so nice job from Bitey to be able to set him off. Misses the blast shot, rolls away. Misses the roll shot as well, but Invoke not really wanting to press that fight too much.
No, doesn't want to take that one at all. Denial definitely having a firm stronghold on this game thus far. Protection trying to change up the dynamic and does take down Danny, which is a good start for his team. Stolzy on the upper balcony, though, is going to come in. He's fully surprising everyone here. Seismic crash, they're trying to stun things out, and Bitey actually goes down.
Exafire comes out on the point. Invocal finds a second as Stolzy weaves his way back in there. Wi-Fi's going to pop his Ancient Rage, trying to buy time. Prince Danny has a lot to wait to carry in this fight now.
Good play by Arai, helps to keep him and his teammate alive, and Prince Danny able to snowball this into more. Mercy kill could totally end it, but Wi-Fi comes through. The big take. You're going to land this hook, maybe could seal the deal of protection, and yet again, Wi-Fi proving invaluable for his team. And yes, mastery spray indeed.
Consistency in the hooks is very important for every Makoa player. Denial now going up 3-0. Convergence aggressive, comes out up over the wall, guarantees a hook from Wi-Fi. Now they're going to be looking to take down William.
Unbelievably valuable there. Wi-Fi following up on the hook puts William in a bad spot, separates the entire team, and though the Convergence doesn't get followed up with a lot of damage, it gets followed up with a lot of displacement. They are not together, and this could be the thing that starts actually a full push.
Rolling back now into the gourd, trying to stay healed up. Wi-Fi's going to clean up that kill onto protection.
They're still staggered.
33% on his ultimate as well. So Arai takes the chance in getting aggressive. Actually finds 2 with the Convergence. And now he's able to charge this Convergence up as the payload pushes, and he'll likely have it again for when they're looking to convert here, which could be coming sooner, closer than we think.
Another kill onto Invocal. They have not fought with 5 men against Denial on this defense. So this is the key of that early Convergence. It's put them at a serious advantage, but now finally losing Prince Danny TV puts them back into harm's potential way. The gourd healing them up, actually just a little bit, actually trying to do a little damage there, but it's just poke.
Arai's been doing a good job staying alive as well. He's sitting on a 5 streak right now. He's been low health for a long time in this backline, often left to his own devices just to keep track of himself. Thrust up into the air, salvo from Stolzy, but he's already fully charged on his ult. They might just be waiting for this Convergence to come up to look for a nice, easy initiation to kickstart this push.
And they're going to have it very soon as well. Look at this, 90% going through. As she heals, she'll be doing more and more charge for her ultimate. Bitey's going to get fully healed up. Convergence is ready. Stolzy takes down Invocal. Now here comes the seismic crash. Oh boy, the wombo combos could be real here.
Under the dome shield, William will fall. Convergence just to keep things rolling. Pulls in 1 clean sweep here from Denial. Triple kill from Stolze.
8 streak for him, and all of Denial continuing to move off of this momentum, which they never let up. And this is a team that's motivated. They want to sign their tickets to Valencia as well. They want to get into the action, and they want to show that they deserve to be there with Team Cryptic. So far, pretty damn good.
Damn good indeed. Killing spree for Prince Danny. One more will fall to him. Sprays come out from the rest of the squad. The Wolfpack finds their first win in under 10 minutes. Very dominant, Cryptic-esque fashion.
Yeah, and that's the good sign for this game if you're a Denial fan. If you're a Dare Rising fan, can't feel too bad about it. But for Denial, I think they're saying, hey, we are doing the exact same thing Team Cryptic did to these guys. We are on the same level. Give us another chance. We're going to be able to surpass them.
The bar has been set by Cryptic, and Denial they're just trying to keep up as much as they can. They want to show that they're here, they're ready to fight, and they have their matchup against Cryptic next week, where a lot can be determined. A lot is said in that last matchup between the 1 and 2 seed before a major land. Seeding often decided as well.
Yeah.
Denial looking to make themselves in that second spot. 15-3, big game for Prince Danny. Good for his confidence, I think, coming out of the gate, which is always pretty important. He's a new guy, I think, to this limelight, to this star-studded roster. So always going to be good look for Denial as a whole when Prince Danny can perform well individually.
Not at all. And we've seen Invocal have these great performances on Androxus. Protection taking that role now. William with the early flank on Barrack just didn't work out for the boys of Dare Rising yet again. That's 3 games down in a row. Facing the top 2 teams in North America, well, you could expect that to be the case. Going into this next one, how are Dare Rising gonna again make a statement? I think if they're going into this, maybe their last game that matters here, I'd want to put some stamp of that I was here, that I could be here in the future from these guys.
There's just a big skill gap right now between, I think, the 2 seed and the 4 seed. And even the 1 and the 2 versus the 3 and 4 in both regions are pretty significantly far out ahead. And part of that is as a result of just kind of the snowballs. Those often were the first 2 teams here. A lot of these 1 and 2 seed teams are just veteran players.
Yes.
They have been to a lot of lands. They have that experience. And a lot of times, when I started watching Smite as an esports, it's a little bit more easy to point to in a MOBA where there's significant gaps in what the early game is, the mid game, and the late game. And oftentimes teams that just were good enough to constantly get to the late game just have that sort of experience. And that's the comparison I'm trying to draw here, is that they just have the experience. They know what to do under pressure in all situations just because they've been there.
Yeah.
They have a plan. They've seen it before. And a lot of new teams, if they get there, then they might not know what to do anymore. They kind of freak out and, oh, we didn't plan to get this far. We're kind of running out of ideas. We have to kind of go back to what we know. And the second they know, the second you're kind of easy to nail down is the second you're probably dead in the water.
And it's not that, comparing again as we head into, obviously, Stone Keep as the second map, you bring up an interesting point that sparks an idea in me that, with Smite, a lot of it is not as mechanically focused. I'd say the only role in Smite as mechanically difficult as probably the majority of play here in Paladins is the Hunter role, which very much experiences the same type of leading and shots from a distance. A lot of that is knowledge and an understanding of the situation, when to use the skill, who it works best against. Do you have your beads and your relics up? Here, you can know everything you want, but if you get into a 1v1 with Stolze and he's Androxus and you're Cassie, you just actually have to out-aim him. It doesn't matter if you know you should dodge roll here after his reversal's done. You just have to do it, and I think that sometimes is what's taking the time for some of these newer players to really catch up for these veterans.
Let's go to the champion draft for this game, number 2. That might be the difference of, we see 2 teams butt heads, right? If we see a newer team doing the right draft, picking the right things, going to the right spot, it's hard to capture on the spectator client, but it might just be as a result of they just don't hit as many shots as this other team. It's very hard to know who's hitting just that one more. And we've seen whole fights, tournaments, games, series come down to one shot or one ability connecting or missing. And so that one little thing that you may miss, you may wondering, why does D69, why do Gangstars, Cryptic, Denial, why do they always just come out of these team fights where they just butt heads and they always seem to win?
Yeah.
It might just come down to their players are mechanically superior.
And that's just one of the things that happens as you improve more and more. So a lot of these guys, when you look at Denial Esports and you look at Team Cryptic, you talk about Stolze, you talk about War Doom, guys who have been playing first-person shooters since before Paladins was even around. They've got a lot of, I think, experience to just take out of their pockets when need be in terms of how to hit certain shots and apply it to the game. Right now, Dare Rising's struggling to really reach that level, but this draft looking okay. I would love to see a Bomb King here, or actually not a Bomb King, Nick. I think they got the Drogo. So what are we looking to have them round out?
Maybe another tank. Could be the Fernando. It's going to be the Inara. I know
Okay.
William does play the Fernando time to time. Inara, though, pretty good on Stone Keep. There's a couple of relevant spots for her wall as the payload will push. Denial looks like they got pretty much everything they wanted.
Yeah.
Dare Rising, sort of the same thing as well. Jake B on his Cassie, I think for the first time today. That's going to be a good look for them, 100%.
Right.
I think this is kind of what they've leaned on. When Jake B goes off on Cassie, which he often does, has the potential to do against any team in the league, Dare Rising gives them the best chance at a W. But it will be Bitey on Aerial Assault Ruckus, Half Shell for Wi-Fi's Makoa, Godslayer for Prince Danny's Androxus, Ripen Gourd for Raz Maldamba, and Stolzy with an Accelerant.
And on the side of Dare Rising, Dark Rider will be Mortal Reach Ceres, Fusillade Drogos for protection. So he's going to have to hit those direct hits, Nick, if he wants the same impact. It's going to be Mother's Grace Inara for William and Vocal running Architectonics Barrack, and Jake B, the Lightning Orc, running Exaction Cassie.
Couple cauterizes, 2 cots, 1 wreck for Denial, 2 wreckers, 1 cauterize for Dare Rising, clashing now. Looking for it. Staying together, Dare Rising. Kind of trying to go for a safe pick, I think, as a unit.
Yeah.
Right now, they almost get 1, but still with nothing. No team yet stepping onto the point.
No tank in the game. It's maybe aside from Inara, but not even close, can impact the fight from that type of distance the way that Ruckus is doing right there. Helping to take the shield almost completely down because of his consistent DPS. It gives really so much movement and wiggle room for his team to succeed.
First Blood still yet to fall. Stolzy getting aggressive on the high ground. First Blood finally going to fall. It's going to be a trade between Prince Danny and Protection. I'm liking the switch up here as Denial start to win this fight with a 3-for-1. Pretty convincingly, Stolzy's got the high ground here. He's going to clean this up. But the Fusillade here from Drogos is a good response, I think, that people aren't looking at as much to taking down these tanks, the Inaras, the Ruckus. They're tanky, but no one is that tanky to be able to take 1,100 damage a shot.
Yeah, consistently over and over again by a quality Drogos player. So Protection's looking to make that a part of his signature move here on Stone Keep. Dare Rising have a lot of work to do. Denial Esports, 87%. The CC immunity by Inara, making sure she takes the less damage reduction, and also she's able to get onto the point without anyone interfering and just throwing the wall up to try and contest it. Here's that duel we're talking about, Nick. At the end of the day, Jake B just can't hit the shot against Danny.
Fire on the point. Bitey's going to fall. Beautiful duel from Prince Danny. Going to be the saving grace for his squad. Stolzy cleans up 1 as well, chasing Protection out. Prince Danny will rotate back into the fight, clean him up. Dark Rider just trying to do what he can, but just, I think, the wise looks. Prince Danny tries to get that reload off 3 times, but just isn't feeling good about it. Dashes, still isn't feeling good about it. Dashes again, finally gets it off, and has the presence of mind to win that fight. And that's a hectic scenario when you got one of the best Cassies in the game breathing down your neck. 1 more shot and you're dead. And the fight is still yet to go either way, so you don't want to be that first pick.
Oh man, and the first pick right there is Ceres. So much damage from afar. Good reversal as well. Now up in the air, gets 2 shots as he's falling down. That's going to help to put Inara in a bad spot, and Stolzy capitalizes off of her low health and gets the finishing kill.
There's 3 picks already coming through for Denial, so only 3 members alive currently from Dare Rising. Inara and Barrack soon to be in pretty unaggressive zone right now from Denial. I think they want to just capture this moment, get as much ground as they can, guarantee. Don't want to take any risks because they still have a lot of time left on the clock and they're looking to start this fight. There's the convergence on the front side.
Will it be enough to finish off anyone? Ceres looks to go down yet again as a result of Wi-Fi. Stolzy with a King Bomb, but then Accelerant Poppy Bombs away to safety, knowing his life is more important than any specific kill. And will he win off against Jake B? It looks like he might. Stolzy turns things around, gets back to the fight, and sees his payload push to conversion. Nice play.
Pretty unfortunate there for Jake B. I think 99% of players would have taken that fight, would have pushed that issue as well, but unfortunately for him, it looked like Arai got a heal off on him right as he went around the corner, so Jake B was, or Stolzy, excuse me, was almost topped off for that fight as Jake B pushed in on what was a low health target, but unfortunately, Bomb King, we talk about it becomes a big math problem, right? Whereas Stolzy is hitting all of his shots, then a lot of times there's just no way for you to come out on top because sheet DPS Bomb King beats out most of the champions in the realm, as evidenced by Stolzy on his 11 streak right now. Record 2, 7 streak for Arai, 6 for Bitey, 7 for Wi-Fi. Prince Danny snags his caught 2 as he leaves the base, and again, Dare Rising just off the mark 30, 40 credits shy of being able to pick up their level 2 offensive items.
Stolzy still on an 11 streak, and that's a big missing component of what Dare Rising had brought to these matchups against the best two teams. No Bomb King played whatsoever by them, and whereas you're seeing some excellent, high-quality Bomb King that these guys have put energy into over the last few months to be able to compete with Europe and OCE. And now, oh boy, protection in the back line, misses the Dragon Punch and dies afterwards.
You just can't do that. Here comes Arise Dread Serpent as well. You know, that's good for 3 members, if not 4 from Dare Rising. Shattered and alone, they will all fall down. Clean team fight from Denial Esports. Counter initiation off the big missed Dragon Punch.
Stolzy and Denial Esports so close to getting this third objective. It looks almost secured here as the entire 4-member zone, aside from, I believe, Stolzy, who's still on the point. No, he's moved forward, trying to add some damage onto it, but it will be 3-0, and it will allow them to get one step closer, one set closer if they win this, to getting to Valencia.
But he's tracking. Very, very good. You can see him staying on point for a lot of those shots. Allows him to get his Hexafire charged up fairly quickly. The Sonara trying to absorb as much damage as she can, but the Bomb King makes that a difficult task indeed. Reload for Stolzy. So he moves in on a 14 streak. Jake B, though.
Oh, he wants it. He
not
wants
looking to get afraid.
And I like that play. You got to take it into the Bomb King like that. He's got his healer aware of him. And now Blast Shot goes in through. If any healing comes through, it'll be 50% less on the Stolzy. Jake B knows that, and he actually pulls back. But oh man, Bitey comes through. I got your back, buddy. Helps to push Jake B back again, and Stolzy picks up the final kill after that.
Arai even throwing his hat into the ring there. Takes down Jake B up on the high ground. A couple of Barrack Turks actually getting second up. Seismic Crash comes through as well, setting up a couple of good kills for Dare Rising. Grumpy Bomb and Poppy Bomb combination just to get everyone else from Denial out to safety.
And that Grumpy Bomb actually stuns out William. What's important is as they wanted to push their advantage and further just take up position, now they're too late. Prince Danny TV is back. Stolzy turning around, throwing that Grumpy Bomb was a huge impact. And that's just Bomb King right there. Just zoning to a T with this incredibly damaging and valuable character.
Rolling back in now, a couple poke shots. Convergence comes out as well. Pulls in a number of members of Denial Esports. Here comes a Dragon Punch as well, but Stolzy with the counter initiation. Dread Serpent into the King Bomb.
Oh no, Stolzy and Danny competing over here. Who's gonna have the third kill? Double kills for both of them, and they're each looking for that final triple to finish off a fantastic performance here. Arai takes down Invocal as he falls to the ground. Dare Rising staring maybe their last game here of the day at a defeat yet again.
Counter initiations are so clean right now, almost across the board, that there are a lot of big healer ultimates, and Arai, I think, in particular, seems to be one of the best counter initiators and waiting for that perfect moment and keeping himself spaced away from team fights so he doesn't get picked up by Convergences or Dread Serpents. Depends what healer he's on, but it seems like he's always right there to help his guys get set up for that counter initiation.
And one of the best parts about that counter, we didn't see it on screen. We saw a little bit to the side, but Stolzy used the CC immunity of his Bomb King King Bomb to start up and finish off to counter that and get the double kill. That put a huge advantage for them. Danny comes in as a flank, should do, in the backside, and with the Accursed Arm, cleans up too. It's pretty much game over at that point.
Absolutely. Bitey in particular, he says, you know, whenever you play with him, if you get 2 picks that close, he's already calling game over.
Sure.
If you're on Discord with him, he thinks that's all you really need. If you play the rest of the fight correctly, the ball's in your court. It's your game to lose once you get 10 picks like that.
Interesting thing to note here as well, aside from Wi-Fi, I believe that every single person had some form of immunity in that lineup that was selected by Denial. Stolzy had the King Bomb, Bitey has Hexafire, he has CC immunity there, Arai has the Slither, you see Androxus has the Accursed Arm, so many ways for them to correctly counter if they played it well.
And it sucks too, because you don't really know if those ultimates are available, and for you to properly follow up on a convergence, you have to be committing before it actually pulls anyone in, before you've kind of seen those defensive opportunities come through for your opponents. You have to be there. You have to be popping, winding up the Hexfire or winding up the King Bomb if you really want to get its full impact. So it's definitely a risk-reward type of thing.
Very interesting stuff here as we take a final look at this set that ended so quickly. Both games, I believe, under 10 minutes. Bright Marsh and now Stone Keep. Denial have gotten the first win of the day and put themselves at three wins total, only one behind Team Cryptic. If they finish off against Swarm, who are in the 3rd place, and get that elusive win, they will go 4 wins, tied with Team Cryptic, and face off next week to see if they can get another win and maybe switch up the standings here.
Yeah, but Swarm have been looking really good.
They have.
Random Noobs champion pool's expanding. Fire's been stepping up for them, the newest member of that roster. Let's see if they can get things to go their way in the draft.
Absolutely. We'll be right back with the final game of today. It'll be Team Denial versus Swarm right after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Evan Rayner, Rain Day, Nick Keoheimer's Pretty Hair, bringing you guys the action for the Summer Premiere qualifiers here in Week 3 in North America. Nick, before we get started, I do want to let chat know, everybody watching, that there are some great skins you can get just by watching.
Yeah.
And what that means is that...
Can you get them?
You can. Even Nick, you or me can get them if we leave our browser
We're both
open.
AFK'd in Twitch chat right now. Evan got his, but I didn't get any.
Hey, listen, man. I was going to get it.
Fine.
I was going to get it anyway.
fine.
Blood Moon Cassie. I mean, I got to make a video on it. Come on, Nick. It's got to happen. Listen,
I get it.
Listen, it could be
I get
you.
it.
It could be you too, guys. It's completely random how it goes. So make sure you stay in the chat and hang out. And also, don't spam. It hurts the people, who are actually trying to watch and, of course, engage in the chat. So make sure you just watch. You don't have to do anything. As you can see, I wasn't chatting. I didn't have to do anything. So you guys don't either. Make sure we just get that off the top. I know you're salty, man. It's
I'm not
okay.
mad.
Should we take
I'm going
the
to get
maps?
Quicksilvering before you do.
Oh, okay.
That's my goal.
All right, man. That's his goal. Nick does not like to lose in a
Hang
lot
on,
of
I got to
things,
call
man.
somebody.
I know, dude. We could just call Matt. He could hook us up. Stone Keep. That's where we're going to be playing this one. And this set means a lot for both of these teams. Swarm give themselves a chance to maybe make things interesting. And if they win this game, and next week could potentially overtake Denial if everything went their way.
Yeah.
Denial also have a chance to basically seal their fate and go to Spain, leaving pretty much a 0% chance for Swarm to catch them if they win.
Absolutely. That's the name of the game. Swarm fighting for their tournament life. Denial looking to put them in the dirt here and secure their spot. And that's the scariest thing about when these top teams still need to clinch is you want to get them once they've already clinched, and then maybe you have a chance at them letting off the gas a little bit. I don't think it's going to be the case. Swarm, though, taking everyone else's strategy of taking their pocket picks away. They think, this Ruckus is as valuable to Denial as everyone else thinks this Drogos is so valuable to Swarm. So they've been taking the Ruckus first pick and saying,
And they'll take Drogos.
Random Noob, he can play the Bomb King now just fine. A lot of times when he gets the Bomb King,
So
even when Swarm lose, he's still top damage. So I'm not worried about him.
I agree, and I would expect a Bomb King here. I don't think they care so much about the healer. I think Random Noob and his squad would want to grab Bomb King early on.
Yeah.
But they also can wait, Nick. And if they play the patient game,
Agreed.
this would be more of a mature decision because they realize that they've got Drogos. It's very unlikely Denial want Bomb King and Drogos. So maybe a little bit more maturity could have allowed them to maximize the healer or damage dealer that they wanted outside of that. Or tank that they
As
wanted.
well as Dare Rising, first and second picked Bomb King and Drogos to try and take everything away, and ended up hurting themselves, I think shooting themselves in the foot, gave up too much control in the way of tanks, and gave up Androxus to fire of Swarm as well.
Yeah.
But they do give up that Makoa over to Denial. And think something like that probably could have been a better look for them.
I mean, realistically, now they're going to go with Inara. If they wanted Inara anyways, they could be okay. But in fact, they go for Barrack. So if they wanted Barrack Inara, fine draft. If they wanted, obviously, Makoa or Cassie, which seems a little bit less awkward, or more awkward, then I think that that was a bit of a mistake there. But Saris rounds things out for Denial, and we're very close to heading in the game. What do you think, looking at these drafts?
Well, it comes down to the tanks for Swarm, right? These two tank players have yet to kind of make a name for themselves in terms of what they like, what defines them as a player. But everything else looks good. And Bear and Ruckus, they're not bad. So I'm really liking the Swarm draft here. I think it's going to come down to just execution, playing it well. Ripened Gourd for Mr. Hayes on his Maldamba Fires, got his Androxus Dark Stalker. Accelerant for Random Noob TV's Bomb King. Aerial Assault for Dryce's Ruckus, and Architectonics for Bad Mitz Barrack.
Bitey, he's going to be on Mother's Grace Inara. Wi-Fi Makoa for, he's actually going to be running Half Shell as the legendary. Prince Danny TV on Exaction Cassie Arai. Mortal Reach Saris and Stolzy. Oh, Combustible Fire Spit for the Dragon this time around.
Coming out now, clashing, coming down to just a couple of key players here.
Good salvo.
I think this draft is about as good as it's going to get for Swarm. Eating a big fire spit, though, around the corner. One's going to be hooked in. Bad Mitz Barrack looking like he's in a bad spot as he is taking down his first blood.
But Random Noob TV, he's following Stolzy, goes into the upper archway, and Stolzy goes back around while getting healed up by Saris, and that's not a good look. The stun comes through, but it's not enough to stall him for too long, and Swarm find themselves on the back foot.
And that's kind of what can happen if you slow play against Makoa. He's just going to hook you in one by one and make it very easy for his team to take you down. Random Noob will answer back. Finally, the first kill for Swarm on the board. Prince Danny taken down, but Denial still in total control of the point.
This looks like when we see creatives on WASD playing Willow. I mean, nobody going near him. There's just no pressure at all. Free firing, he senses Androxus coming for him, and immediately Stolze, veteran player, changes his positioning. This is forced Denial to get off the point now in order to keep their damage dealers safe.
90%, 93, and climbing. Will they even be able to get an overtime? They will. Badmate gets on there, but not for long. His barricade's going to drop, and he's going to fall shortly after. He scuttles off into the Cathedral, but 99% still looking good for Denial on the point.
Bitey absolutely loving the Sonara as well against the Bomb King. It's so good for him because he gets the CC immunity on the big things like the King Bomb, like the, there we go. As I say it there, fails to use it. Earthen Guard is on cooldown. Jumps up into the air though, great stun. Highlight reel if I've ever seen one. And now with the Earthen Guard, it's going to stay alive a little longer.
Splits the point wisely with his wall, buying so much time. This is 5 seconds that an R can buy for herself on the point. Dragon Punch comes through, and it's enough to zone everyone. While he won't connect, Stolze doing the deed finally and giving the zone control to Denial. They take the first payload of the game.
What's so impressive is when these Drogos players get out of that Dragon Punch and immediately hit a 180 Fire Spit and connect. That is something that I think Stolze would never have been able to do if you look at a year, 6 months ago from now. He's put so much energy and time into Drogos. Misses the combustible though, which would have pretty much cleaned up everyone there. But Prince Danny TV does add a lot of damage.
It's the caster's curse, man. If you want something to happen, don't talk about it. Comes through with another one and immediately starts connecting with his Fire Spits again. Stolze does find Random Noob TV. Long range reload comes out. Gord as well, if anybody from his Swarm squad needs it. Mr. Hayes, definitely, for me, a great healer. I think he's been very impactful and made a decent name for himself. And it's one of the harder roles to do that from.
Yeah, if I'm like looking at anyone here in the top North American scenes, I'm just trying to pick all the best players that I can and put them into one dream team. I'm trying to pull Golden State Warriors here. Just who's highlighting? Be a Mudastina. I mean, look how much impact he's had on WASD and giving them legitimacy in the EU scene. And now I think they need to do the same thing here in North America.
Ultimate's coming through on all sides of this fight. Dry finds 2 with the Hexafire. Random Noob did scoop up 1 with his King Bomb. Will fall to Prince Danny in the back line, however. Denial within arm's reach of this conversion with a minute remaining.
Very nice Gord up onto the top, and Dryce content with Ruckus. 7 streak for him. Dragon Punch, that's ready though. That'll take down any kind of streak that you want. He's gonna have to run away, and Aerial Assault Ruckus definitely has the tools to do so. It's 48 seconds now. Bitey trying to start things off with a Warder's Field.
Snagged in, and Crescent Arms ready to go here. Fire's gonna let it loose as he knows that Earthen Guard cooldown is expired from Bitey. Takes a lot of damage. Tries to absorb that Fire Spit. He's in a good spot to win this fight right now. Fire has the matchup advantage here, but Stolze is able to squeak away just barely from that fight.
Random Noob running away, knowing that his team needs him, but unfortunate because he can't pick off Stolze. 1 bomb would have done it. Badmate goes in with a Dome Shield really early. Wi-Fi looking to just clean it up and take the damage. It's like 400 DPS in there, and it's not enough to burn through the 10,000 HP from the Ancient Rage.
There's 1 more member left. Rice now in that total trickle save. Fire's gonna try to get down here, maybe and throw the hands up from reversal, but he just actually heads back to spawn and is way too late to contest that. Bit of a misplay from Fire.
Just an unfortunate scenario there that they needed, team, I think, connection from Random Noob, and he couldn't be on his own doing his own thing, because if you take down Stolze there, maybe that fight goes a different way. Maybe Wi-Fi and Ancient Rage, much easier to focus on when a dragon's not above you hitting combustible Fire Spits and salvos all day.
7 streak for Stolze, playing very safe, has a Haven online as well. Way ahead in credits are Denial, and makes Fire's job way harder to be able to take down one of the harder matchups, I think. Not only in terms of players, Stolze being one of the more veteran, but just the adjustment in the playstyles of all Drogos everywhere to be able to help counter Androxus. When somebody has to come to you, you give yourself that element of predictability in a fight. It makes it easier to counter you out.
Swarm here looking like their backs against the wall, but this game means so much to them. They will have the comeback mechanic here, and they don't group up as much to let Stolze get so much value off of 1 combustible Fire Spit. He's going right for another, doesn't connect on any. Wi-Fi, though, will kill Random Noob TV.
Big hooks from the high ground as well. Seismic Crash could land onto a bunch of members of Swarm in the back line, and it will, giving Denial an easy route to win this fight. Fire up in the air, eats a rocket from Stolze, make it 2 and a double kill for Stolze.
And it's not Fire's fault there. Androxus has too much to do in this fight. They're just playing this so well. They're immediately getting zoned from the combustible. Wi-Fi's creating so much space, and just look at that, putting Random Noob in such a bad spot. That's what they gave up in this draft. And I don't know if it made sense.
They scooped it. Disengage almost gets Dryce off the map as well. Fire takes down Stolzy. Missed roll shot here, but a Barrack served up. 50% anti-heal from that blast shot, but a clutch missed roll shot from Danny. The Chronos 1 is actually enough to bail him out.
You think it's the Chronos 1? I think it was the half shell by Wi-Fi there. It's such a good team play as well. Just being aware, hey, Danny missed the shot. Let me just throw that up to help you out. And everything kind of going Denial's way, Nick. They don't seem to be stopped at all. Actually, not even contested whatsoever here. It just never looked like it's been out of their hands.
Grumpy Bomb comes down, eats a big shot, and this is where I think Swarm, they got to look to make their last stand. This is where we saw the ultimates come out last time from Swarm to try and skunk Denial for as long as they can. Here comes the accursed arm. Danny goes down. Fire. He's going to be looking for more. 2 for 1 already for Swarm.
But they've got so much to do. Finally picking up Wi-Fi at least will give them a bit of respite. But 1 minute and 27 seconds left. I don't know. I can't help but feel anxious if I'm a fan of Swarm right now. It just doesn't look good. I need to see them take more command of how the pace of this game is going.
They did a better job not overcommitting their ultimates as well. They still have Hexafire and Dread Serpent available. They used King Bomb and Accursed Arm in the previous push, and that was maybe their downfall last time. They had nothing left in the tank. They wiped Denial, but there is so much time left on the clock here. Denial are getting this payload pushed so far, so early, that it requires those type of big ultimate commitments just to stop that momentum from Swarm, and then one more wave of respawn comes through and Denial find the way through.
Oh, and that's already 4v5 right there. Stolzy gets 1 kill, Bitey gets another. There's just so much damage coming in, and it's so safe as well. Oh no, shouldn't have run up for that one. Badmit, he's gonna get taken down very quickly. Stolzy there. Just punctuating that sentence with an exclamation point. A salvo fire spit, and Mr. Hayes has nothing left to do but just watch.
Hexafire off the top road. One's gonna pick up 1. Stolzy goes down. Convergence comes through. One answer is not enough as 4 members of Denial still stand strong and push that one through for the win.
So Denial looking at 1 win here against Swarm. Could be the start of something beautiful. They're already getting it. You know, I could tell the swimwear is already getting packed for them. The tank top, as Nick said.
Do you think Bitey's going to wear his air controller vest out onto the beach?
And I think that's what he might only wear, with maybe a Speedo or something.
Bless.
I can't wait to
nude
see
beaches
that.
Are a thing.
Hey, it is. It's true. That's even scarier. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if that would make me like
What's
Bitey
scarier
more
than
or less.
Bitey's aggression?
And what's cool is that they have not let their foot off the gas. They have not treated Swarm as anybody, but they're complete equal, and they have gone as hard as possible, and that's resulted in these decimating wins.
Big stat lines coming through. Clean win, just over 11 minutes for Denial. Put up a good fight, though, if you're Swarm. 7 and 10 for Random Noob, 54,000 damage on the Bomb King, beat out by Prince Danny and by Stolzy. But that's what I'm saying. Even when they lose, he is, you know, within arm's reach, if not top damage on this Bomb King. So it's a good thing that they don't have to worry about. They put the one trick comments to rest fairly early on. And Swarm, I think they're not going to get too damaged by these types of reputations. They're a newer team. I think they're expecting to take their lumps and continue to grow and progress.
What I think that they made maybe a mistake, maybe looking back at it, they'll say, probably should have drafted. I see what we were going for, but in hindsight, it's 2020, probably should have maybe taken our Makoa first. I don't think prioritizing Barrack ahead of him really makes sense in this current meta, especially with how well Wi-Fi, how comfortable he is, how well they use that. And I think that was the big pace setter. You know, Makoa is that champion that can just get a hook every few seconds, every 9 seconds, and with Chronos, make it even less, and just set the pace of here's who we're fighting, here's when we're fighting, here's how we're fighting. So valuable.
Fish Market, their last chance to make a stand here for Swarm when we get into the champion draft. Adjustments they could make, maybe getting Drogos. I don't know. Like we said, it doesn't seem like it's that big of an impact for them anymore, but it's not that Random Noob is going to be worse or bad on Bomb King or whatever else he ends up playing, but that he can be just so much more impactful, command so much more attention in a fight, and just create more space for his other teammates to do their jobs. Yeah,
I mean, I know we saw the clip where Inara did get stunned, but most of the time Inara doesn't have to worry as much as a frontliner against what Bomb King is doing with those Grumpy Bombs, which is often how he's affecting the point and then trying to run around, fight on the outskirts. You know, Drogos is almost best used with that Combustible Legendary or the Fusillade Legendary on that point, hitting that target and really wearing him down. And there's only so much you could take. So Denial started off here with a Ruckus first pick of their own.
And that kind of goes back to why Swarm taken away. Immediate Makoa, Bomb King as well. So now, not only do they not want the Drogos, they want the Bomb King instead. You know, they're not only comfortable with it, but they're prioritizing it now over what was the accusatory one trick for Random Noob
So the reason I think they're doing this, and it could be a lot of other factors, but from a map perspective, I think Bomb King does a little better than Drogos on Fish Market at getting into the fight and getting out of the fight. Staying on the fray if he wants, traversing space. There's a lot of up a fight and up and over and safety. So if he can do that, he can do that better than Drogos, who has to stay in the sky quite often. And I think that helps to create him vulnerable. They draft the Shaolin as well, which could deal with him quite well.
Bitey's Ruckus isn't afraid to fight Drogos in the sky.
Yeah.
One of the guys that can do that, as well as having the Androxus on their lineup as well. Of course, going to want to stay away from that, but it will be Eevee, so another chance to see Prince Danny's Eevee here. And we're seeing a Cassie, probably for Fire. Dryce, I would think, would go Shaolin, but just a more heavy impact, high damage lineup from the Swarm roster.
And Drogos left off the table, not needed. And personally, I think that that's okay. Eevee brings a different type of AoE damage presence, but it is just as dangerous, if not more, in the right hands over the course of a game. And that's what they're going to be trying to show us here. Denial Esports staring a chance at Valencia in the face with a win here. Swarm staring a chance at redemption, pushing this to maybe another game and trying to make sure that they can stay in this contention after all. Aerial Assault Ruckus for Denials. Bitey, it will be Mother's Grace Inara for Wi-Fi Reprieve, Eevee for Prince Danny TV, Ripen Gory Maldamba for Orion, Godslayer, and Droxus for Stolzy. Bringing it back.
Mr. Hayes has selected Mortal Reach, Random Noob TV will be on Accelerant, Bomb King, Fire will be on Exaction, Cassie, Dryce with a recurve, Shaolin, and Badmint with Half Shell Makoa. 2 Cots, a Wrecker, a Chronos, a Morale Boost for the guys of Swarm, 3 Cauterizes for Denial Esports. Wi-Fi going to be the first to the point.
That's right, and we both, commented and acknowledged on that. Right to the point, just use the wall instead of the Earthen Guard. So 2 ways Inara can really mitigate the impact of that Grumpy Bomb. Now goes into it for the extra defense, the increased healing as well, and this is looking good for Bitey. They've just got all the pressure right now again.
60% already, and first blood going their way. Second blood as well. Danny will fall. But 78, north of 80% on the point already. There's just no answer from Swarm.
There's so much aggressiveness, so much pace being set by Bitey on the Ruckus and by Danny as he's playing this Eevee that it clears out the objective. Wi-Fi stands strong, and that is just Random Noob TV picking up a consolation prize after Denial get the first point.
Tried to bail him out with a wall. So Denial take a risk there. Fighting from the point is always a risky maneuver as you're limiting yourself to how you can position your whole team, or you're choosing to fight a man down, leaving one on the point. The risk pays off there, but Swarm, I think, need to do a little bit better at making that quick decision there. You can't drag your feet. When you see a team has chosen to fight that way and limit themselves, you cannot drag your feet, or else, because every single second you are losing capture point progress, and they lost 60% really before even any kills came through.
That's absolutely true. And now, as they get healed up in the Gourd and Cauterize is not powerful enough, this has been a strategy of Denial and Team Cryptic. Win big and win early before those items can start to mitigate your draft. All of a sudden, Shaolin with Planted, though, he's going to mitigate anything Ruckus can do to mitigate that. And he changes the pace real quick here.
That's one way to do it. Waiting for that Earthen Guard to fall off before the Impaler stun comes through.
What a fast ult.
Executed kill for Dryce. Beat Hayes used in that engagement, but not much else.
He could charge it up so fast, so much damage, 1,000 per hit from Shaolin. I don't think we realize this because we don't see him on the competitive scene very much right now, but he charges his ult almost faster than anybody when he is connecting in a fight.
King Bomb's ready. Denial making their approach once more. 2 from the left side here. Now making it 1. Just Stolzy on Androxus. The other 4 members of the Wolf Pack moving over to the right. Looking for some type of angle. And this is the most difficult part of Fish Market to break. Inara, so much innate tankiness. Wall goes up, just looking for some angle.
Oh, great stuff there. What a convergence. All 2. 3 maybe will go down, but no. Fire here trying to finish off Bitey, who's put up a last stand fight. Stolzy grabs 1 kill onto Mr. Hayes, and Danny still in the back line, gonna reprieve, heal up just a little bit. And Random Noob TV will actually catch him before he's able to stay safe. So great plays there by Swarm to really stall this defense.
And that's what I'm talking about. Mr. Hayes is quickly separating himself as a top support player, hitting big ultimates when his team needs him to, and there's plenty left in the tank for Denial Esports to get this one pushed through. So Swarm, can they do it again with just a King Bomb?
Eevee in the back line there. Oh, so much nice pressure coming out from the Dread Serpent, and now will the Ice Storm come through? It will. It's going to cement their place. They're not really caught in it. Makoa gets in there at the last second, but Random Noob TV, as a result of that, uses the Poppy Bomb and falls to Stolzy in the air.
Overtime still taking through. Mr. Hayes now going to be under some pressure. Needs to probably shadow travel in here to contest. He will for the time being, but he can't keep this up for much longer.
Absolutely not. Mr. Hayes will fall, though the last and desperate effort of a team under the gun. Swarm not able to put it together yet again, have not won themselves a point in this match, and staring defeat in the next round if they don't change things quickly.
Just able to get a couple level 2 offensive items online. Dryce actually opts for Resilience 2 over Wrecker 1, or Wrecker 2, excuse me, because it's so valuable for him to stay alive. In that last round, when he gets initiated on, whether it's from the Dread Serpent or the Seismic Crash, he just needs to pop out as soon as possible. He's the squishiest member of this team at just 2,000 HP on his Shaolin, and if he's locked down, he's going to go down the fastest. He's going to be one of the primary targets, as he is one of the most lethal champions on the Swarm lineup right now. But just being able to withdraw sooner, get the Heat Haze off sooner, he has the tools to stay alive. He just needs to be able to get off and use them.
75% for his ultimate. As we mentioned, Shaolin, he's going to be a big player in this fight. Can he get an impel? Can he get a clutch ultimate to change things around? Hasn't found a lot of damage yet. Only 3% have progressed, and so playing defensive is Swarm to start it off. And here's a Hexafire. Nothing defensive about this.
Now burning through that 10,000 HP, but it takes the entire duration, so Whitey gets value for it. Badmin's going to go down without finding anyone here. One more advance through the sky to take down Random Noob TV, who maybe thought he was safe.
There's something about the way Bitey aerial advances into the sky that is just so beautiful. It's so clinical. He had to reload there, but hits the advance mid-air, going forward to just create the space, keep Random Noob TV in his sights, and then finish the reload and find the kill. Lovely play there by Bitey.
Around the corner with Godslayer. Stolzy can't find anything. A Cursed Arm will come through just to follow up. Takes down Random Noob as he's rolling into the point.
Huge impact play by Stolzy. No follow-up on the stun, which is oftentimes the most deadly part. And that's a great convergence. It will not find anything. Orion Bitey with 2 kills of his own will clean up the rest. And Denial Esports are 1 point away from going to Spain.
Trying to juke off some of the Shaolin damage on a 12 streak. Bitey getting healed up. Prince Danny in a bad spot. Gets picked out of the sky by Dryce. Nice play from Swarm.
Big time shot there. He's needing to have not only a Heat Haze, but I don't know, something a little bit stronger than that. He's going to have to change the impact and heat things up for Swarm. We're looking desperate and more desperate as the minutes continue. 12 streak for Bitey as well, and he is just still on a rampage with this ruckus.
1,300 credits in hand, so even if they go down here, and this is what we see a lot of times, right? They come out with a lot of momentum. Swarm have all their ultimates because they didn't use much. Dread Serpent does come out. Denial are looking to put this away early, going for the throat.
They want a Hexafire if they can. It's not charged up yet, but they look to counter off of the Dread Serpent. Will it be enough? No. Random Noob TV takes 2. Dryce takes 2 as well. Fantastic play, and Random Noob TV cleaning up another one is going to almost look like a full deicide on the side of Denial. Yet they still have 1 minute and 24 seconds to defend.
And they do it without ultimates, and it's funny to say, but it helps and hurts Swarm in a way. Lose that fight, you lose the game. Win that fight, you send Denial back with over 1,000 credits in hand, and they come back with a ton more items just to make this next fight even more easy. They still have Hexafire, Seismic Crash, and Ice Storm, whereas Swarm are sitting on absolutely nothing.
There's no zone at all. They're scared. They're timid. They know that everything's on the line. They're playing like a team who's nervous. Mordoom, Cuscuty, those guys, they'd be out in front. They'd be halfway to Denial's side at this point, just pressuring them, dismounting them. None of that has happened here, but a great impale by Dryce. Gets out of it just in time.
Ice Storm. Always a threat here from the back line. Comes out on top of Saris. Needs to take her out. Has to force into an early ice block. Random Noob has already fallen.
Like the safe play, though, by Danny. He's going to stay alive. Stolzy and Bitey get 2 of their own. This is looking bad. This is what you said. Bitey said he gets a free capture at this point. They've just got to play it right. And so far they have. Wi-Fi with the big kill. Denial Esports will find themselves suntan, lotioned up, tank topped, and speedoed in Spain as a result of qualifying, and now we don't know, second or first, depending on next weekend.
Yep, so they still have one more matchup against Team Cryptic. Let's head to the scoreboard for this game and take a look at Swarm as they exit stage left here. Denial with a quick 2-0. A lot of quick games today.
Yeah.
It's that'll happen, though.
Under an hour and a half.
Still seeds to be clinched here. Cryptic not letting off the gas, and this is the 1 seed versus all of the lower seeds, basically. It's 3 and 4 versus 1 and 2 throughout the day. So this is going to be one of our faster days of competition here in Denial, making it look easy.
Absolutely making it look easy. Let's take a look at the standings going into
Random noob, top damage though, on his Bomb King while losing. That's like his number one stat.
holding his
When I
own.
lose on Bomb King, I'm always top damage.
That sounds like something you would like to say, you know? I mean, I know guys that actually I would play with, and no matter what, they always got top damage. I said, how do you do that? I've never been that guy. But, you know, you strike me as a similar kind of fashion. Random Noob TV clearly has that accolade. No matter how well his team does, has definitely put himself alongside Mr. Hayes and some maybe wanted territory for some teams as they look into the next set of qualifiers after Spain to maybe get picked up, maybe grab some new things. We'll see what changes happen. But this is how it stands as of now.
4-0 for Cryptic, 4-1 for Denial. Swarm with still 2 games left to play, sitting at 1-3. Have not really a chance left anymore. Dare Rising 0-5. No hope for them. Swarm still, I think they have two matchups left, so they could end 3-3. But Cryptic and Denial sitting out in front. They're going to battle for seeding next weekend.
It's going to be an exciting week coming up, and of course, this is all leading to Spain. These teams are gathering from around the world in Europe, North America, Australia, even down south, trying to find out who's the best, and they'll all compete in July's DreamHack in Valencia. It'll be the 13th, 14th, and 15th, I believe. And if you want, then like this esports action, make sure you tune in with us next week to keep up with the story, and of course, all the way then in July, where we'll be in a totally different place. You might see one of these guys speedoed up. I don't know who's going to run behind us. It's going to be an open venue. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. And a great trip for all of us here. So thank you so much for watching yet again. My name's Evan Rayner Rainday. This is Nick Keogh, High Res Pretty Hair. Good luck to everybody in the future watching sessions and maybe getting some skins. Congratulations to those who have got theirs.
Yeah.
Some still have to wait, you know, for the glory moment. And as always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and we'll see you all in the realm.